All right, welcome to another edition of It's Still Real to Me. My pal Joey Levine here with me, Zaslow Show 2.0. Of course, we are finally here. It is WrestleMania weekend. We got a WrestleMania preview show planned for you. And of course, everything Zaslow Show 2.0, including It's Still Real to Me, is brought to us by our title sponsor, Anidjar and Levine, Accident Attorneys. 800-747-FREE. That's 800-747-3733. If you've been involved in any kind of accident, car, motorcycle, boat, slip and fall, the first call that you're going to make right after you call 911 is to Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys. 800-747-FREE. Let them take care of you. You worry about getting healthy, and they're going to get you the money that you deserve. Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys, 800-747-FREE. That's 800-747-3733. Joey, good morning. We are finally here, Saturday, WrestleMania. And I would tell you, I feel like the anticipation, the excitement level, I think we're at a fever pitch this year.
Yeah, it's I think I talked about it like last week or the week, I don't know, but there was a moment where I wasn't really sure how I felt about this WrestleMania, and now I'm more excited about this 2-day event than I've been in a long time. Night one is unbelievable. Night one could just be WrestleMania. Even without Roman and Cody, night one could be WrestleMania. And then obviously Roman and Cody's incredible.
Well, I think what you got to do, all right, so I've been to one, I went to WrestleMania 37, so a couple of years ago, which was the first time that they did a 2-night affair in front of the live crowd, even though it was still like COVID capacity live crowd in Tampa. And it's very expensive, WrestleMania. I'm only going to be able to afford to go one night with my sons. It's like, all right, do we go to night one or do we go to night two? And let's go to night one, especially because it's the first night back with a live crowd. So we wanted to be there for the first night. So we went to night one. But inevitably what happens, of course, is the main event to the show is going to be night two. And that's the same thing with this year. So, and that year it was Roman Reigns against Daniel Bryan and Edge. And the night one main event for us was Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. But I think what they do, and like you just said here, how night one tonight, the card is sick. It could be WrestleMania on its own. My guess is for that exact reason that I just mentioned, they load up night one so that no one thinks they're getting shortchanged, that they don't get the main event if they didn't go to night two. You think so?
Yeah, that makes sense, because no matter what, if you go to night two, you're getting the match that the card was built around.
Yep.
So you can't, even if the rest of it's not great, even though Finn and Edge is on night two, so that's gonna be cool. But yeah, you can't go home disappointed because something great's gonna happen in that main event.
And like I would tell you, when I went to just night one in Tampa a couple years ago, night one was far and away the better night. So yeah. I was very happy, that we ended up choosing night one. Of course, last year, WrestleMania 38, and here's what we got coming up today. We're going to do a whole WrestleMania preview. We'll go over each match, and we're going to do a little Mount Rushmore, which I did with a couple of my guests this week on Zaslow Show 2.0. And we're going to update our Ultimate WrestleMania Bracket Challenge coming up in a few moments here. But we're coming off of a WrestleMania last year, Joey, WrestleMania 38, which I think was one of the best WrestleManias in a very, very long time, and probably unexpectedly. Like I was wowed with both nights of WrestleMania last year. It was such a fun weekend, and essentially built around Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like that's what I remember the most. And that night, I mean, I'm never gonna forget. I was hysterically laughing the whole Stone Cold Vince McMahon night two segment. The worst stunner ever, which of course it actually makes it the best stunner ever. Like anyone who was upset about that stunner, you're nuts. That stunner was amazing.
Yeah, of course.
I couldn't stop laughing.
70-something-year-old man.
It was amazing. Amazing. So last year was a great, I think surprisingly great WrestleMania. And I think we're in store for some awesome stuff this year. It's the first WrestleMania that Triple H, has all his, hands all over. Yep. Last night, we had the Go Home SmackDown. We had the Hall of Fame. I haven't watched the Hall of Fame yet, but I know the big deal was Dominic and Judgment Day walked out during Ray's speech? They just up and left?
Not even during, like almost probably like 30 seconds, maybe a minute in. Yeah. It was, by the way, a couple things. Conan was awesome.
He inducted Ray?
He inducted Ray.
Yeah,
and I got goosebumps a couple times listening to him talk about Ray. I was like, man, like obviously we know the history with them. They're best friends. He brought Ray in. I mean, he started Ray's career. But at one point he said, I've often asked Ray if I could be in his family, maybe I can replace Dom. And then they cut to Dom, just like no reaction. But the one thing that was very strange about the night is that it's obviously because Ray is mixed into an actual storyline and he's active.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep it kayfabe, right?
Yeah.
But Rhea Ripley's boyfriend, AEW superstar Buddy Matthews, is sitting next to her.
He was there?
Yes. Andrade was there with Charlotte. Malachi Black was there with Zelina.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, but that's my point is like under normal circumstances, you don't have active wrestlers and storylines going on with the Hall of Fame. So it's like they try to make it like a red carpet event and you bring your significant other. So they did that this year, but also Rhea and Dom storyline are together. And then Rhea's boyfriend is sitting next to her.
That's weird. Yeah.
It was a weird thing. There's a lot of shots on Twitter. If you go out there, people are like, look at this. Like what, like what's going on?
That's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that the AEW guys were there, but I don't know. Like, did Buddy Matthews have to be there sitting with Rhea Ripley? Like,
yeah, I didn't love it. I mean, it's
no.
Like, I think of all of it, for this one time, you can just be like, let's just like keep the story. But it was fun.
Weird.
I mean, they didn't. Interesting that they didn't. I don't remember when I was watching it them showing. Like when the Ray and Dom and Conan stuff was going on, I don't remember seeing him. So I think they did a good job of.
Is it possible they had him move
for that part? Maybe, but there are shots out there of people like, look what's happening here.
So Ray ended up being the headliner, though. Remember, we were wondering, is he?
Yeah,
you know, and I like what they did where they're clearly, because I think it got to a point a few years ago where the Hall of Fame was so long, and by the time you got to the headliner, people had left. So what was it? They had just five guys who were inducted.
This year, two posthumously, so those were shorter. And then you have Great Muta, who doesn't speak English, so it was very short. It was only like a 2-hour thing.
Yeah,
Stacey Keibler wasn't super long, but you had obviously Andy Kaufman got inducted. Tim White, the referee.
I like how they inducted Tim White. That's cool. Yep. Did they? Who inducted him?
I didn't watch it. I fell asleep and then I watched Ray this morning. So
I wonder if they told like cool Andre the Giant stories because Tim White was Andre's guy.
Well, in the beginning of the show, because they had to do a switchover from SmackDown to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So the first like 15, 20 minutes of the coverage was Michael Cole and Wade Barrett throwing backstage to Maria Menounos and Saxton and Kathy Kelly for
like that,
like red carpet interviews while they were changing the stage and the ring over. So, and during that, Michael Cole talked about Tim White and how his relationship with Andre and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff. I'd like to go back and watch whoever inducted Tim White because he was Andre's guy.
Great Muta may be the best speech of all time. Just, I am the Great Muta. I do not speak English. Thank you.
And that was it. And then he did the miss.
He said, "Thank you, WWE. Thank you, Flair. Good luck to everybody." And then that was it.
Why did he thank Flair?
Because Flair inducted him.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good.
Yeah,
that's Flair important to note.
It was maybe 3 minutes. It was maybe like a 3-minute scene. It was amazing.
I like it. Hey, let's update our Ultimate WrestleMania bracket challenge. It's on my Twitter feed at Zaslow Show. You could still vote today on the Final Four. That's going to end tonight. No, actually, maybe tomorrow it'll end. And then
I was going to say, Zaz, it's a runaway. The Final Four is a runaway. Maybe you just end it early and we start.
So maybe I end it early tomorrow.
No, end it early today. I mean, okay. I'm telling you, right now we got Andre Hogan slamming Andre is beating Once in a Lifetime by a landslide. That's going to win. And then you got Stone Cold versus The Rock at 17 beating HBK, retiring Ric Flair pretty much in a landslide. You could probably end it today and just put up the finals today. Maybe
so. We're going to get Hogan versus Andre against Stone Cold Rock WrestleMania 17.
That's going to be the finals.
Interesting.
I mean, you could let it run, but it has like 30 hours left.
Yeah.
But I don't think I don't see like some kind of miracle comeback happening here.
Did you vote for both of those?
Yes.
Okay.
I voted for Stone Cold and I voted for Hogan Andre.
Okay.
I'm surprised that Once in a Lifetime made it to the Final Four. It wasn't once in a lifetime. I get it that at the moment it was once in a lifetime.
You got to look at it in the moment.
I know that, but I don't feel like a lot of people are doing that in this. I just don't, because there are moments in this that I'm like shocked didn't go farther. I can't believe Once in a Lifetime in the moment was not better than Brock Lesnar ending the streak. I'm sorry for all you people. And that beat the streak. So like, obviously people are remembering it in the way that obviously it's everyone's choice. They're remembering it the way they want to remember it. But if you're just talking about a moment and the factor of that moment, you could argue that Brock ending the streak is the craziest WrestleMania moment ever.
I watched, it's funny, like WWE's been putting out clips, obviously, the last couple of days. They put out a clip of the finish and then the aftermath, the post-match of Undertaker and Brock, and just the reaction from the crowd. It was so well done. And what I mean by it was so well done, Brock wins the match. They don't start playing his music. Everyone just they let it breathe. The whole moment breathes. They're panning to the crowd. Heyman, Brock, crowd. I mean, the faces on every, but Brock's music's not playing. So you could hear kind of the silence, like the really loud silence, you could hear. And it's huge not having his music play, because it also lends this moment of doubt with the crowd where, wait, was that supposed to happen? So because his music is not playing. Yeah. And then after like 60 seconds, the the ring announcer comes on and says, "Your winner, Brock Lesnar." And then his music starts to play. It was so well done.
I couldn't believe that it got beat. I thought it would be in the finals for sure. It's the craziest. It's one of the craziest things I've witnessed as a wrestling fan, just live. Like, I wasn't there, like watching it live on TV.
Well, and for me, Macho and Steamboat is what hooked me on wrestling at 6 years old. That's what I mean, I fell in love with wrestling at 6 years old watching Macho and Steamboat.
Yeah, but like, to me, I understand people's love of that match in that moment, but I think, like, again, for you personally, but I think if you say like overall, you got to remember it as the moment. I don't know that sticks, because that's not even the moment from that WrestleMania. The moment from that WrestleMania is Hogan Andre, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and obviously some shows have multiple moments. Like,
it was still a great story too. Macho and Steve, it was a great. He rammed the ring bell down his throat. He broke Ricky Steamboat's larynx.
But like
he had to learn how to talk again, Joey.
But like, I think just the HBK retiring Flair is a perfect example. Like, is it the best moment in WrestleMania history? It's a great moment, but I think just the same way you're talking about, like Brock and Taker, the way it was produced, the way that like if the camera is not perfect, like if they don't happen to catch Shawn Michaels saying, "I'm sorry, I love you."
Yeah.
It's not one of the greatest moments ever. Yep. It's not.
Yep.
But the fact that they got him saying it in that moment makes it one of the greatest moments in the history of wrestling.
You're right.
It was so perfect. And then it makes it to the Final Four. Whereas like the heist of the century, that's not one of the, I mean, come on. If we're talking about just a moment, like wrong, there's there's so many, but that's what it is. I will say I was worried about my seeding at a certain point, but we did end up with a 1 seed, a 2 seed, and a 3 seed in the Final Four, and then a 9 seed Once in a Lifetime, which I probably seeded a little low because of my own personal
Cinderella.
Yeah. FAU.
Cinderella. All right. Let's get after it here. Let's do it. All right. Let's go through each match here. We'll start with night 1. We know that opening the night is the United States Championship, Austin Theory versus John Cena. The pop for John Cena is going to be awesome tonight. I'm very excited for that moment. I'm guessing Cena comes out first, gets the night started, right?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, so absolutely.
That's going to be Cena. This match is going to be the balls, man. It's going to be great. I can't wait for this. I think it's a great choice to start the show. I think Austin Theory, though, is a lock to win the match. Like, can you convince me that Theory's not going to win?
No, I'm going to have some. I'm going to just tell you, I'm going to be straight up right off the bat. I'm going to have some hedging here on my picks because I'm still not totally sold on all of them. Yes, Theory, I think it seems like a shoe-in that he's going to win. But I could see a scenario where Cena wins, open challenge Monday loses to somebody, maybe a debut or a return. And I will say this: I don't think that hurts Theory. He's so young. There's so much he can do. Losing to Cena at Mania, just like when he lost his cash in, I think they
It's a
see
little bit
him.
of a different character, though.
Yeah, yes, but I don't think it hurts him to lose to Cena if it happens.
Will there be any kind of reconciliation at the end of the match between Theory and Cena? Cena is Theory's hero growing up.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Cena. If Cena, no. Theory's someone's getting buried one way or the other.
I understand what you're saying. I think Theory is 100% winning this match.
Yeah, well, he's the heavy odds-on favorite. So,
have you seen what the stage looks like? It's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's like cool. Academy Awards, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty.
It makes me think. By the way, I know I'm already going off on tangent. I'm still. There's still a little bit of me that feels like The Rock shows up.
I hope so, man. Be amazing. All right, let's keep it moving here. How about let's talk the showcase match, tag team championship showcase match. Well, not tag team championship, but showcase match. I guess, will this be for number one contender? Do we have to assume?
I don't know. I have so little interest in this match, but I will make a pick. I have just so little. Oh.
So Braun Strowman and Ricochet, Street Profits,
That's my pick.
Alpha Academy, Viking Raiders. So you're going Braun Strowman and Ricochet, even though Ricochet won the singles match last night. Isn't that usually a dead giveaway that they're not going to win?
WWE seems to really like this pairing. I don't get it. They do nothing for me. I don't think here's the thing. I don't think Street Profits win it, and I don't think Otis and no. Oh. I could actually see Viking Raiders win.
Oh, I think Alpha Academy is going to win.
Interesting.
I think Alpha Academy.
They have the thing going on, but they have the thing going on with Maximum Male Models.
Yeah, they're the only ones involved in any kind of real story.
Did you watch SmackDown? Did you watch all of SmackDown last night?
I didn't watch the last segment, believe it or not, which is probably.
But did you watch the opening segment?
Yeah.
You had the thing you love. Usos are leaving. Street Profit music's come on, and they have the little thing.
Love when they cross paths.
So maybe that's. I don't know if that's telling us something.
And of course, I really loved that moment. Yeah, love that.
But I'm just saying, I don't know if that's telling us something foreshadowing.
I think Alpha Academy.
They've already had a back and forth, but
I think Alpha Academy's going to win. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go to the trios, the 6-woman tag. Becky Lynch, Lita, Trish Stratus against Damage Control. I got to tell you, I don't love Becky and Lita as the tag champs. I think they're essentially a transition title holder to eventually get those titles to Ronda and Shayna. All right. You also get the mainstream attraction where, Lita just won a tag team title. I think they're totally just transition champions here to eventually get it to those girls. And it may not be a popular opinion. I know we're supposed to suspend disbelief. I don't think Lita looks very good in the ring, you know?
No, she's not. I mean,
she does not look very good. So I hate the whole idea of, the women's tag team. Like, this is the best tag team, a team that just got together. One woman who has not wrestled in several years. And by the way, does not look good anyway when she's there. So I don't like the whole Becky Lita thing. I think Lita and Trish will be made to look good because Becky's amazing, so I'm sure they'll look fine tonight. But I think Damage Control wins this match and finally get their moment, especially because, Joey, that whole promo from Becky on Monday night was about how Damage Control has done nothing since they debuted, which is totally true. I think Damage Control wins tonight.
I don't think you bring back Trish and Lita to lose. I don't. It's different. No, I don't think so. But I do think I could see where you're coming from. Now, there's been a lot of rumors about Trish's what Trish's future after this match and what she might do.
That she's going to stick around for a little bit.
That she may. Do you want the rumor, or do you want to just let it play out on Mania?
Nah, I want to let it play out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go the other way. I think Trish. I think whatever. I think Damage Control is not. I don't think I think Bayley may have a singles run coming soon. I think Becky's right. I think Damage Control has been a huge flop. Mm-hmm. I mean, Bayley's great, but the whole group itself, they were hot really early on, and it's just sort of fizzled. Like, I don't
Gosh,
know if there's much
and
left
I
there.
love Dakota Kai's character, and Io Sky is legit one of the best wrestlers in the world. I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind seeing her do
But,
solo stuff.
but I just think like I think you got to keep some momentum behind Becky and Lita so that there is some
Some
build
heat when
with
they get to Ronda and
when
Shayna.
they get to Ronda and Shayna.
Yeah.
If they lose, it's like, all right, so they're the chance, but they lost. I don't know. So
Yeah.
I'm picking that.
Seth Rollins, Logan Paul. To me, out of every match on the card both nights, this is the one that I really think is 50-50. I could see it going either way. I think Seth Rollins is going to win. It feels like it just shows how great his character is and how great a performer he is, where he's so over despite when's the last time Seth Rollins won a big match? Like he lost to Roman last year. He lost 1,000 times in a row to Cody Rhodes. Like Rollins does not win big matches anymore. And I feel like this is a good spot for him to win a big match. This match is going to be a banger.
This is gonna be an interesting when we do our reaction because I'm going opposite of everything. I think it's Logan. I think they have big plans for him. Although there's been all these reports about his contract is up after Mania. But he did say on he did an interview with Helwani and he said they'd be fucking stupid not to renew my contract.
Yep.
And he's right. Here's something that people are not really taking into account. Backlash, which I'm going to, is in Puerto Rico, home of the Paul brothers.
That's where they live?
Jake Paul lives there, and Logan's there a lot. Jake Paul lives there because he trains there, taxes and the whole thing. Logan's out in LA. That's where he does his podcast, but he's there a lot because that's where Jake lives. So there's a connection there. Maybe we have a big Logan Jake thing at Backlash.
Okay. With Bad Bunny.
With Bad Bunny. Well, Bad Bunny's hosting, so we know Bad Bunny's going to be there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be there. I just don't know how I'm going to get my tickets yet because they did this stupid combo thing where you had to buy SmackDown and Backlash.
Well, why don't you just buy the combo and not go to SmackDown? Like, it just is what it is.
Because I wanted to get good tickets. And to get good tickets, you had to buy the same level tickets for both nights. So I'd be paying like $500-$600. I'd be paying like a large amount for something I don't want to go to. Or I could buy shitty tickets for both nights to pay less.
Nah, if you're getting on a plane, I feel this way about any event that I ever have to get on a plane to. If I'm getting on a plane, I'm in. I got to get good seats. Like either you're in or you're out. If you're getting on a plane, you're in. So you got to get good seats.
I also don't know much about the arena, so I don't know.
Right?
Is it one of those places where every seat's good? Like I don't know. So I'm still trying to figure it out.
All right.
I have everything else. I have everything else booked, the flight and the Airbnb. I just don't have the tickets.
All right. So we're essentially opposites here so far. Now let's get to the really big stuff. Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio. Mm-hmm. I got Dominic. I think he's like the hottest heel. All right. I don't think you want to take any of that heat away from him. I was hoping it was going to be a career match. It's obviously not. I think Dominic wins this match. I don't think Rey puts him in his place. Are you willing to go against me?
No, I think Dominic wins. Well, I could see Rey winning, but I do think Dominic wins. I also think that Dominic is the future leader of the LWO.
Right, they made the LWO last night with Legado del Fantasma,
which was an awesome moment. I thought that was so cool. I thought it was so cool. I could see a scenario where Legado turns on Rey
and Judgment Day just disbands and Dominic goes.
It has to at some point, right? Doesn't it? If Rhea's going to be the champ, which we'll get to, and Finn is going to eventually get inserted into like a higher level thing. Like, didn't they all kind of have to like go their own way? They're not the bloodline. Like, they're only together.
But it is a really good faction, though. Like,
it is. It is, but I don't think it can last forever. But
I do think there's something to what you're saying about Santos Escobar because he is a piece of shit. I mean, he's been a baby face for like the last. Yeah, he's been a baby face for like the last month and a half, 2 months with this storyline, but. Yeah. The entire start with him in NXT where he had the mask and then he eventually took he's a piece of shit. So I could see this being a swerve in some way with him.
Yeah, I mean the worshipping Rey and being a face because you love Rey.
It seems like a little much.
Well, it can only last for so long too.
Yeah,
I mean Rey
and Zelina Vega too. Zelina's a natural heel. Nobody wants to root for her. She's so easy to hate.
Yeah. But I hope they actually keep LWO. I hope it's a thing. Like I would love to see more people. When Andrade comes back, maybe he's part of it. I don't know. I think there's stuff there.
All right, we got two more for night one. The tag team championship. Do we think that this is going to main event? Do we know yet?
It sounds like, according to the rumor mill, that they're leaning that way.
It should.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about it. There's so many like either great matches or emotional matches that, like, if you put Charlotte and Rhea last, not that it's not gonna,
I think it's a mistake.
There's a chance it could disappoint. I'm not saying it will disappoint, but there's so much emotion in the Sami Zayn match, and there's so much emotion in the Rey and Dom match.
It has to end the night.
That if Charlotte and Rhea end the night and it doesn't end the right way, or it doesn't go the right way, it could take all the air out of the room.
Bloodline, the aftermath of the Bloodline night one has to end the night leading into night two. It's so easy. It's such a simple decision. I mean, I know the biggest star, you could say, outside of Cena on the card tonight is Charlotte Flair, but
or Sammy.
but
no, I'm not kidding. Sammy.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like an all-time.
Okay.
You know,
historically,
historically, the biggest star outside Cena is Charlotte.
Ray. I mean, the Hall of Famer. Right.
Yeah. There is someone who's in the Hall of Fame. There's only one Hall of Fame. Well, I guess there's three.
Well, two.
There's only one active Hall of Famer on the card. Usos against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I think this one's one of the easier ones. Sammy and KO. I don't see how they don't win unless there's some.
I don't think it's an easy one at all. I think Usos win. I'm picking Usos.
Really?
I think it's.
Usos. I mean, is KO going to double cross Sammy like he always does?
I don't know what happens there, but I think it's Usos.
Can you imagine?
I think, and this, I'm spoiling my pick, but I think Usos have the titles, Roman doesn't, and that's where we go after this.
That's a good direction. I don't think that's what happens, but that is a good direction where it's like, hey, we took care of business. About you, player.
Yeah, I'm just going against. I'm going contrarian to what most people. I think there seems to be a consensus, and a lot of times when there's a consensus, people are right with this. It seems like there's too much of a consensus of what's going to happen in every match this year. Everyone seems to know everything that's going to happen. They can't all be right. So I got to go against the grain on some of them. I got the Usos.
So Charlotte, Rhea. I think Rhea's walking away with the title. I think Charlotte. I'm not going to call her a placeholder or a transition champ, but I think taking the belt off of Ronda, putting it on Charlotte is the main purpose is to get that belt to Rhea. And I think we've been headed for this for a while now. She's, they built her up into this monster woman heel. She's a big star. And I can only imagine.
And she has to be a star. She wants to be a star.
She needs it.
She needs it.
She needs it. There's a difference between a want and a need, and she needs it.
And you need to fear her, and she needs you to fear her.
Yeah, this match is going to be great. It kind of comes full circle. They fought at 36, in the Performance Center, where Charlotte won the Royal Rumble, and Rhea, the champion, NXT champion, challenged the Royal Rumble winner, and now it's the other way around, but still Rhea winning the Royal Rumble and challenging the champion Charlotte Flair. It's a pretty cool storyline when you look at it that way. Are you willing to pick Charlotte, or are you going with Rhea also?
This is another one where I'm picking Rhea because it's what it seems we've been leading to for a long time. But Charlotte cut the heel promo, and if you wanted to make her into the biggest heel ever and have her go on a dominant, like absurdly dominant heel title run, like Roman-esque for the women's division, you have her beat Rhea here, because there will never be more hate than if she doesn't put Rhea over here. She'll never be more hated.
But then what do you do with Rhea?
Challenge the other title? I don't know.
Or I suppose she could fight her again tomorrow or Monday.
You still have the potential Legato LWO versus Judgment Day stuff that could still be going. I don't know, but I'm just saying. Again,
can Andrade return and be part of LWO?
But yes, certainly. I mean, I hope so. But I think similar to Theory, Rhea's very young. Losing to Charlotte at Mania may seem like it is crushing her, but I don't think it does. I think she's going to win. I think it's the time. But I also don't think losing just destroys her like everyone's going to think it does. And Charlotte has been around forever. Like, I don't know how many more championship runs she has, and she's only been champion for like a few weeks. Like, if she beats Rhea, she becomes like the monster heel of all heels. And then you could just throw a bunch of people at her for a while and then have Rhea. I don't know, but I think Rhea wins.